Rob Swim Show.
I find it so intriguing that you guys chose to play the Antwoord before the South African calls. Thank you.
I've been playing it all night, and I was telling
I love it.
Slim months ago, like, it's the Antwoord, right?
Yeah, well, it's so fascinating how the Americans say it, because whenever somebody says to me, "Oh my God, like you're from South Africa, do you know that band Die Antwoord?" And
Yes.
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about, but yeah, it's actually Die Antwoord. But I mean, I don't expect you guys to be able to pronounce that. But
I always said
amazing.
it that way, but then I switched to Die because everybody says Die Antwoord.
Die Antwoord. But yeah, that is an awesome song. I think you freaky. I love it.
A lot. Sweetly Sensual Sara.
Oh,
How are you?
I am very good. How are you guys doing?
Good. That was one of my questions.
Excellent.
What's the biggest difference from living in the States compared to living in South Africa have you encountered?
Wow, what's the biggest difference? I think the biggest difference is sometimes not being able to speak your mind because you're afraid of offending somebody.
Really?
In the States.
Like the States is more conservative than
more conservative, and it's interesting. It's in a different way with different things, but I feel like here you kind of sometimes have to walk on eggshells because there's always somebody you might offend.
See,
And it's
I don't
been
know
very
about.
difficult because South Africans are so, like, sometimes a little bit politically incorrect, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
So that's been like really difficult for me. I've had to go, like, Sarah, you can't say that, or you're in a big group of people, you don't know what that person thinks or feels, and it's like
that's how it's
sometimes
gotten.
a little bit bullshit, but I get it, I understand it, I know where they're coming from, so yeah.
That's definitely
But
how
it
it's
is
gotten.
tough.
We've gotten to a weird point in this country. But like I've always heard from my friends that are from here, like from New York and New Jersey, going to Cali is totally different. They're just fake. They're just like they stab you in the back. They won't tell you to your face.
Right.
Where out here they'll just tell you you're an
absolutely.
asshole. But that's even changing.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and this is so true because I was in LA not too long ago, and this is interesting because I've been all across the US and I've sort of like experienced different, like I like to think different cultures in the US because this is like a world on its own.
It is.
And
It
so
really
every
is.
different state that I go to has a different mentality. And so I do find that in California, I live in San Francisco, but I do find that in LA especially, that happens I get that vibe where it's like, oh my God, everyone is so nice, but I bet tonight they're going to be like sitting with their little voodoo dolls and, be stabbing me. So yeah, I kind of get that feeling that it's a little bit of a fake, but that's not everyone. But yeah, for the most part, I get what you're saying. Whereas in New York, it's like they call it out. And Chicago as well, they call you out and that's it.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, there's no like pretense or anything.
I used to say that
yeah.
for the longest time. The best guests we've had on the show for the longest time were in like New York, New Jersey, and Chicago. Like they're really similar. They're really similar.
Right, because they speak their mind. They're not afraid to say what they think.
Yeah. Toads
Excellent.
I like
Yeah, no,
that.
I love it. I think I would live in New York had it not been so cold there. Or Chicago. Oh my God, the coldest day of my life was in Chicago.
Oh, it's brutal.
And it wasn't even, it was like in April. And I was like, how the fuck do you guys live here? This is the worst. So yeah, I guess that's why they're such angry people.
But that's why you chose California, because of the weather.
Yeah, well, also because I grew up in South Africa, so California is pretty much the closest looking to South Africa, and also the weather is pretty similar. Not the people, though. The people are different.
Really?
Very different. South Africans tend to speak their mind. We do. Yeah. So how are you guys? How is everything going? It's been a while since I was on the show last time.
It has been. We're doing good. How are you?
I am very good. I'm excited. And it's so weird how I always get nervous when I think it's like, oh my God, this is live. Like, I'm so scared I'm going to say something wrong. And it's so crazy because I do phone sex every day. So why am I afraid of that? I don't know. So yeah. So Slando is gone, right?
He is. He's gone with the wind. He went back to school.
Yeah.
He's going to bug
my
school.
God.
He left, and we got a new guy, but he doesn't. He sleeps a lot, so he does the beginning of the show and then he goes to sleep.
Yeah.
He's a narcoleptic.
Oh.
He's a narcoleptic.
Oh, I see. But my favorite is still there. Slim.
Yep, I'm not going anywhere. My name's in the title.
Hi,
stuck.
my darling Slim. I've missed you so.
Hi, Sarah.
I figured you guys were talking off the show.
No, I'm just...
Well, obviously he's not going to admit that on live radio. But I mean, he is very well versed in phone sex.
Have you heard him, Sarah? He's been accommodating some of our other guests.
Yeah, I've been doing some phone sex on my own after I had the call with you.
I
kind
know.
of.
I
Yeah.
know. I think that you should just start a listing on the site.
I tried getting him on a couple sites, but
Oh my God! Can you imagine the two of you guys starting a listing together? I would actually spend all my hard-earned cash on you. That would be really fun. And then you can do pasta porn. It could be pasta Robin Slim.
it could be the
Or
Robin,
the Robin Slim.
the Robin porn show.
Oh my God! Hilarious. But yes, so that would be awesome.
That
I
would
think it would be such a fun time.
Are you still doing your podcast?
I am, and I've been very, very busy with my studies. I'm studying human sexuality, and so it's been keeping me super, super busy. So I've been awful putting up new episodes, but I actually have an episode going up tonight. It's about cross-dressing.
That's what I thought I was going to ask you, but because the last one I heard wasn't about that, but I was going to ask you. I saw you post that you were doing a cross-dressing episode.
Yeah, I was uploading it literally 5 minutes ago, so it should go up at midnight. And then I have a bunch of cool finishes coming up. I've just not been very good with releasing one every week, but I am definitely going to start doing that again as of tonight.
Okay.
So I have a boxing fetish coming on, which is pretty cool. I didn't really even know that existed.
A boxing fetish?
Yeah.
Like boxing, like the sport?
Fetish. Yeah, like Rocky Balboa, like a boxing fetish. People get turned on by boxing.
By the actual physical encounter, or
yeah, a lot of people, and also then obviously seeing a beautiful woman kick their ass.
Wow.
So that's also part of it. So
Wow.
yeah, I guess a part of my dominatrix thing comes in with beating men up in the boxing ring. So they enjoy it. It's weird because you get phases where you'll have a different type of caller. So it'll go through months where it's only feminization, and then months where it's boxing fetish. And I'm what the hell is going on? Where is this coming from? All of a sudden I have 5 guys who are into that.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. It's fascinating. So I'll have that out next week.
So it constantly keeps you on your feet doing this.
What is that?
Does it constantly keep you on your feet with new fetishes?
Oh my God, Rob, you have no idea. Guys, it's so crazy. I learn something new with my job every single day.
Wow.
It blows my mind.
Yeah.
But seriously, anything you can think of, there is a fetish for it, most likely.
What is the oddest one that you've ever encountered?
There was a really interesting fetish that a guy called me once wanting to talk about me wearing a latex mask, but it's interesting because there was a whole story involved in it, and I think most people would have been a little bit freaked out by it, whereas I thought it was super intriguing.
Yeah.
I was kept in a dungeon almost, and I didn't have any hair, I didn't have any noticeable facial features. I was kind of a little in this scenario, I'm this ugly woman. And then he has these a collection of different leather masks that he has me try on. So then I can be a brunette with blue eyes, and the next time I can be a blonde with brown eyes or whatever.
This guy's probably a serial killer.
I know, but when he called, I was dude, I have never in my life heard of this. I don't even know how to do it, but I have to do different voices and different
Oh,
accents. So that was shit that keeps me on my toes.
Yeah,
that's a weird.
Because I'm holy fuck! Where does this come from?
Did he describe the mask to you, or was that your imagination? Did he tell you what the mask looked like?
No. He came in with the story. He was listen, this is the deal. I want you to do this. I want you to be able to do these accents. And I was like, okay, great. I said, can you give me 30 minutes? Like, because, I mean, don't just call and expect me to be able to do a German accent on the spot. Like, I've got to just quickly go and do some fucking research at least.
Wow.
But yeah, so then he called back in 30 minutes. He's like, great, I'll give you 30. Go and research what you need to research. I Googled the shit out of this fetish. Very rare. I don't know, because it's like he's built up this fantasy in his mind.
Yeah.
That I couldn't really find anywhere else. But anyway, so he called back 30 minutes later, and it was kind of awesome. Like, I loved it. So that's weird. But I don't know what other ones I had that were. I don't even know if I think anything is weird anymore. That's the thing.
Even like scat?
To me, well, we're not allowed to talk about scat on Night Flirt.
Oh,
So,
okay. Because that's all Slim talks about all the time.
Not true. Rob brings that up way more than I ever do.
Scat and pegging. He's so into pegging.
Tennessee log jam.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, scat to me is so fascinating because I think there's like a whole psychology behind this. But I mean, it's not something that turns me on. But I'm also like, it's not like that. Yeah, it's weird, but it's also like not that weird compared to what you really can get out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what I'm curious now is, you said you're not allowed to talk about scat on Night Flirt. So there's rules, there's things that you're not allowed to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot. Oh my gosh, we have a lot of rules, a lot of things that we can't talk about. And I actually prefer it that way.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, because it keeps you safe, it keeps the creepies away.
Okay.
For the most part.
Yeah.
You'll obviously always get somebody who pushes their luck. But for the most part, it actually makes you feel kind of secure. You're like, okay, good. I'm not
I
gonna
did
get a
hear you
weird
say
call.
there's no like bestiality, which that's cool because that's fucking weird. Yeah. And no kid stuff,
just,
of course, because that's
yes, of course.
that's just wrong.
Right.
That's fucking wrong.
Right.
No matter how you look at it.
Yeah, so there's no bestiality and all of that stuff, and sometimes you'll find people who push their luck, and so they'll always find a way to bring it in to the phone call, and then you're like, some girls would just hang up, whereas I'm more the type of person who's a little bit more understanding, and I'd be like, maybe we can direct it in this way instead. So I kind of like, guide them to go to something else that we can talk about. But that would give them sort of like a similar, I guess, relief. Is that the right word? So it ends up always working out in my favor because for the most part, I think the majority of girls would just hang up.
Cool.
So,
yeah.
Am I boring you guys? I hope I'm not boring you.
No, it's actually really, I actually thought all that was really interesting. I was wondering, like,
so he's trying to, like, get out of scat. He's trying.
I'm not into scat. I don't know where he's getting it from. Not into
Oh
scat.
my god,
That's just disgusting. I don't even like the pissing thing. I can't
What?
do.
I kind of like like the pee.
That shit freaks me
I
out.
kind of like pee-pee.
Anything really, like, dirty just, like, it freaks me out. I don't know.
Pee-pee's cool because you're not supposed to see it, but poop is just like poop.
Ugh.
Like, no.
Right, I know. Right. I mean, whenever I think poop, I think of that scene in that one comedy, Scary Movie, where she's like, I'm going to shit on your chest.
Yeah.
And I was like, so whenever, like, I see scat or, like, somebody email me about scat, and I'm like, dude, it's not allowed. Then I just always think of this. I'm like, first of all, I would just start laughing on the phone call. It's not to be disrespectful. It's just that, God, I just don't find it sexy. Fascinating. But, yeah.
It's garbage. It's garbage. All I think of is, like, Sylvester Stallone wrote a book, and I think one of the chapters was how he liked getting shit on underneath a glass table. He liked the girl shitting on a glass table.
So it never touched him, but he liked to watch
No,
it.
it never splashed him, but he loved.
He loved watching the butthole open up and the poop crown.
See, I like the butt
yeah.
opening up, but only from the dick. I don't like the poop.
I'm just picturing Sylvester Stallone under a glass table watching some girl take a shit.
I think he was paying girls.
Oh my god. That is hilarious. But yeah, I love how this turned into a scat conversation now. But yeah, I mean, it's fascinating because you know what the thing is? Like, I think a lot of people who have that fetish, that comes from like some deep-rooted thing. You know what I mean? Like, there's a very deep psychological thing behind it. And that's why I have empathy with it.
It has to be
I'm
something
like,
from
God,
like
God,
childhood
I
or.
just enjoy my job. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about poopy.
Going back to cross-dressing, does that come into like heterosexual relationships or not?
Yeah, mostly. You know, and it's interesting because I actually discussed this on my show tonight, where I think there's a very big misconception around cross-dressers. Most people think that they're homosexual because they like to wear female lingerie or whatever.
Yeah.
So for the most part, it's heterosexual males, married men as well.
Yes.
Who cross-dress. So and this is interesting because the majority of them, so I would say 75% of my callers are cross-dressers. Would you believe? I never would have thought that when I started doing phone sex.
I wouldn't either.
70, I know, and these are all men who keep it very, very quiet. Sometimes I get to watch them on Skype, and their wives don't know about it. They'll steal their wives' underwear maybe, or I don't know where sometimes they'll go out and buy stuff, but I guess it's because they're in fear of being caught out. So
that's what I was going to ask. Are they too afraid to tell their wives, to come to approach their wives with it?
I think so. I mean, some of them, their wives know, and they use it as a sex play, which is great.
That is cool, if that's what they're into.
Those are the lucky ones. I'm like, you know what? It's a fucking piece of, clothing. What is the big deal about enjoying it as a couple?
I don't know if you've ever seen Natural Born Killers. There's a scene where he's fucking her in her panties, and it's fucking amazing. It's amazing.
It's hot.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, and I just wish, and this is what I'm trying to, create with my show. I'm trying to create a little bit of a dialogue and a conversation, so we can start talking openly about these things, because there shouldn't be any shame in it.
No.
Because society has created these gender roles, like masculine and feminine, and this is what a man should be, and this is what a woman should be, and that's all bullshit stuff. And I think that whenever somebody comes in and they kind of, bash that idea, and they're like, all right, I'm going to wear female lingerie, we're very quick to judge because we judge what we don't understand.
Yes.
But actually, there's really nothing wrong with it.
That's it.
That's
if you're comfortable with what you like, it shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem.
Exactly. I agree. And if your partner's comfortable with it, I think the problem comes in when a lot of these men don't tell their partners about it, and then they start feeling remorse because they feel like they're lying, about something in a relationship. So so that's going to be up tonight. I hope you guys will tune in.
Absolutely.
It's an educational, it's an educational podcast. So I don't know, I have a very specific target market, people who are genuinely just curious about the kinky world.
Yeah.
And so it's not super fun. We don't really joke around. It's more educational, straightforward. This is what cross-dressing is and what it's like to live with that kind of fetish or that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
So that's basically it.
I gotta bring up something that blew my mind. I gotta bring up something that blew my mind recently, and it just is so interesting to me. And I never even thought this was a real thing. But I'm not gonna say who it was, but it was a mutual friend of mine and yours. They announced on Facebook recently that they're asexual, which means
That's just no sex. Because Sarah talked about that too, in marriage in your last episode, right?
So interesting. Yeah, we did speak about asexuality.
Yeah, what is that?
We briefly touched on it because we were actually bringing up sexless marriages and how, this is my opinion. Okay, so I'm going just for a moment away from the asexuality thing. I want to get your opinion on this. So if you have two people who are married.
Okay.
And the wife refuses to have sex with her husband. And so the husband has tried several different things to get his wife to show interest, but she just wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And he ends up having an affair, but he's the horrible person who went out and, he was unfaithful.
Yes.
I think that the wife, knowing that her husband wants, to make the relationship work or whatever, and still saying, no, I don't want anything to do with it, I don't want to have sex with you, isn't that a form of emotional abuse?
Yes,
in a way.
Because
I can get slapped on the wrist for this. But this
when you're in a relationship, you agree to the sex. That's kind of a mutual thing.
Exactly. That's it. The marriage contract is one of a sexual nature as well.
Yes.
So it kind of feels like But anyway, so we were talking, and that is how Randy Levinson brought it into the show. She said, unless you are a self-prescribed asexual,
Yes.
you cannot just withhold sex from your partner. It is unfair.
First
and
attraction
it is
is
abusive,
physical.
and I agree with
The
that.
first attraction is physical, no matter what. No matter what. It is.
I mean, yeah, people can say what they want. We do look at what another person looks like.
Yes.
We do. I mean, I have had relationships in the past where I've met somebody and I wasn't necessarily that attracted to them, and then we have sex and like the attraction builds, but there was always some form of attraction.
Gotta be something on that prehistoric level that draws you to them.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
I find that just mind-boggling, the asexual thing. Like, what is that? Like,
It's super interesting. Yeah, it's people who, and I have a guy who follows me on Twitter who always talks about the asexuality thing. And to be honest, I don't know all that much about it. I'm fairly new to that world, but you get demisexuals as well, who are people, they actually have to have an emotional connection with someone first before they can have a sexual relationship.
I have a friend who's gay, and that's what he says. Like, it disgusts him.
Yeah.
A lot of the gay guys, he said, like, seem like just like they'll throw their dick in anything. He actually has to have emotional connection, and that I find amazing, because that's good no matter what. Like, that should be there. That should be there, but like, there's also has to be physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think you get, and this is why I don't want to make the mistake, and I don't want to give you guys the wrong information, but as an asexual, I think that there really is no sex drive involved. But asexuals can still experience kink, and they can still experience sexuality in some form or another, but it's just not in the way that we do, where you go out and you go, oh my God, that guy's so hot, I want to fuck him. Like, they won't have that.
They don't get that.
Demisexual, like so they don't, it's not like I can go out and just, where ordinary people would go out and say, I can have a one-night stand and feel fulfilled. Demisexuals often would feel really repulsed by what they had done, because they don't really.
Where do they find attraction?
They don't have
Like,
that attraction.
how do they connect with people? Do you know?
Well, it usually starts out as a friendship. So, and that's interesting to me, and I feel that I somehow wish that if I were in a relationship with a guy, that he would be a demisexual, because he's less likely to go out and just have a one-night stand with a random girl he meets at a bar, if that makes sense.
Well, no, you should have more than just physical. You should. It should mean more than that, but...
I mean, it's interesting to me. I have a lot of friends who can just go out and have one-night stands, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's great. Like, if you can own your sexuality and you can do that, great for you. I think I lean a little bit more to the demisexual side. I wouldn't say that I'm a full-on demisexual, but I definitely have some of those tendencies. And it's, it just makes the sex better when it finally happens as well, and you have that one person that you have a great connection with. Just all kind of just falls into place, because one-night stands can be so awkward.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's talk about one-night stands with you guys. I want to hear what your sexual experiences are.
I had one once, and
Like,
I couldn't finish, and I hated myself, and I almost cried myself for fucking sleep or whatever the fuck it was. I just couldn't. I hated myself. It was during my divorce. Like, I thought that was gonna make me fucking better, but it didn't. It didn't. It was just garbage.
Right.
Garbage, and it was garbage.
Yeah, shallow.
Yeah. I've had three one-night stands, and every one I felt fucking terrible after.
I don't think the regular
we
person
lost-
can handle that.
Sarah.
Did we lose Sarah?
Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck, yeah.
Call drop. Did we lose, like, internet connection?
Fuck. And it's getting close to the end.
No, still.
Sarah, call back!
I'm gonna put sour cream all over you.
Robinson Show.
No, I'm calling.
We hear you, Sarah.
Sarah!
Hi, I was just watching you guys because Ryder, she tweeted me. So I was like, all right, let me let me check out the show. And then you said, Sarah, call. And I was like, all right, well, let me bore you for another 30 minutes.
No, that was not boring. We got cut off, and I wanted to hear more about that. I wanted to hear more about the asexual thing. Like,
yeah.
I wanted
I want to give you guys the accurate information on this because I don't want to get it wrong. And then everyone's like, no, but that's not what asexuality is. Okay, so asexuality is like a lack of sexual attraction to others.
Okay.
Or it's like a low interest and like desire for sexual activity. So that's like basically what it is. And I think, but here's the thing.
Isn't that what like Levitra's for?
What's that?
Isn't that what like Viagra and Cialis is for?
No, because Viagra can't create desire, but Viagra can create a physical reaction, but it can't actually create desire.
Okay.
So it's a physical, it's like resolves physical issues, not mental. And asexuality is all up here because sex starts in the brain, and a lot of people don't know that.
It does.
Yeah. So, but you guys were still telling me about your one-night stand experience.
Oh yeah, I was saying it was miserable. It was miserable. I had a few after my divorce, and it was just miserable.
Yeah.
Just self-hatred.
Yeah, you just feel defeated, and it's
just
not a good
laying there,
feeling.
just garbagey, like can't sleep.
Right. And it's usually when you've been drinking, and then you wake up with a hangover as well, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
God, that adds to the I don't know if you guys ever get like a paranoid hangover where you're like, oh my God, what did I do last night? What did I say? And then it's so much worse than a regular hangover because you're like, oh, fuck.
I remember getting like blackout drunk in my 20s, like that wasn't a problem, but.
Right.
But that was usually driving.
What about
usually
driving. What about Slim? Tell me. I want to know about Slim's love life.
I don't have I'm terrible. Nobody likes me.
We gotta get his
Sarah.
dick wet, Sarah.
Yeah, it's been
that is not true.
The last time I've been with anybody, it was actually 2 like one night stands back to back, and it was like 2 years ago, and then I haven't been with anybody since then. So
wow.
So that's why, like, first of all, one night stands suck because. And one was with like a girl that I really liked, and then like you just feel fucking awful afterwards because then they don't want to talk to you anymore.
See, mine wasn't. Mine was one like I didn't like, and I just felt grosser afterwards. I was like, what did
This is what I want to hear from you guys now, because Slim, you said something really interesting, because you said, then it's a one-night stand and it's like collateral and she doesn't want to speak to you anymore. Is that the case with women? Because I think that's also another misconception. Like guys, women tend to think that when you sleep with a guy, he's not going to call you again. But it can be the other way around as well.
Yeah,
a lot of women bail after one night stand.
Maybe I'm just the worst in every aspect, so that happens to me because like that has happened to me on several occasions. There was one girl who I slept with. It was like a one night stand, and like. I didn't even want to like continue being friends with her because it was whatever, but I was trying to be nice. And anytime I like hit her up, so what are you messaging me for?
Wow.
Like, just to say hi.
That is hard.
See, mine, I couldn't shake them off. I was like, get the fuck off.
Yeah, so I think I think it's just because I'm just like women for some reason don't want anything to do with me. I don't know what the fuck I do wrong.
I love how Slim is opening up to us here, and Rob's like, I can't shake them off.
Yeah.
I wish I had that problem.
Makes them feel better.
Yeah.
See, they gotta know you hate them from the beginning, and then you're sad.
Yeah, it's all mind games, right? We all have to play the little cat and mouse game. That's what it's about, I guess.
It's true. It's
interesting.
true.
I actually, let me bring this up. There was a book that I read not too long ago called The Power of the Pussy.
Ooh.
And it's a fascinating dating book for women. But it has different people have different opinions on it. But as girls, we're like taught there are certain rules. Like, if a guy texts you, wait 3 texts before, or like 5 minutes before you reply, or so many, like all these like weird rules and stuff. So I want to know how you guys feel about mind games. Do you think it's a thing that women do, like playing hard to get? Because this book basically teaches you how to play the game.
Right.
Like how to play it solidly. Whether it works or not, I don't know. I've never tried it. I just read the book. But there's like a lot of loopholes that you need to make a man jump through in order to, like, you know, it kind of sounds like a little bit of tease and denial. I was like, oh my God, if you put this in like a sexual context, this is like a femdom thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, do you guys find that women play a lot of games?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, you are
I think
very lucky.
I think people play games.
That's what I was gonna say. I think it's
people
both
play
ways.
games.
Like I've seen both sides of it. Like yeah. Like,
Interesting enough, when I was younger, I got real deep into it's a terrible community, and I regret it, but because I always had problems with dating and stuff, so I researched the pickup artist community. And their whole thing was, it was a lot of mind games. Like, they would do this thing where, like, you had to make the girl attracted to you, but you can't make her think that you're attracted to her. And they did this thing where they called it, they came up with this thing called negging, where it was like a backhanded compliment, and it was just... I don't know. These guys mapped out, like, this dude came up with a model of how to seduce a girl, how to get him from, you know, do you sit down, and it wasn't even like becoming a friend. It was, I go to a bar, I do these things, I take the girl home, I fuck her.
See, no,
Bam.
mine's always been like you connect on a personal level, like you don't.
And they worked it down. They talk about eye contact. They talk about, you know. They would tell you to
like,
come up with fake bullshit stories. They would write you
body
scripts.
language and shit,
Oh
but
my God.
it's got to be a personal
Yeah, so they're
level.
basically giving you a blueprint for like how to get a girl to sleep with you.
Yes.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Did it
Oh
work?
my God.
I
We'll always, as people, we'll always find things that make us feel better about ourselves. So we'll create like this blueprint so that we simplify our own lives.
yeah.
Oh my God, it's so strange. Crazy stuff, man. I'm glad you're not in that anymore.
Nah, I got out of that, but I think there is some credibility to, like, there are, like, it was giving guys ways to, because a lot of guys that get into that are very
early
a lot of
on.
guys that are very shy and have problems with the approach. So I think just giving somebody that kind of initial, like, hey, if you do this, you know, maybe just getting used to approaching girls, and then they can abandon all that bullshit once they're more comfortable with just having conversations. But
I think we talked to a few that grossed me. One grossed me out. I think I walked out of the room. Like one was like, yeah, it's just quantity, just anything, just sleep with anything.
Some of them had this theory. They called it abundance, where like you get, like, the rich keep getting richer. So if you fuck a bunch of girls, you're gonna keep fucking a bunch of girls. Like that was abundance. You're more
like
attractive.
The law of attraction for
Yeah, like some of them would say, like, go to the bar with like a group of females, and then and girls will be attracted to you.
There is something about I can't tell you.
Yeah.
I've never gotten hit on my life more than when I had a wedding ring on. There is something about that. There's something about right.
Oh my gosh, and that in itself is a fetish, Rob. That is a fetish.
Yes.
A lot of women are attracted to that.
Yeah, because it's
They
like
want to be the homewrecker. Yeah.
that, or
find
it's
those phone
something they
calls
can't
super
have,
sexy.
or it's something like that you know they're gonna have like a dirty secret, and you know that guy's not gonna tell. Like there's a lot to that.
Right, right. And it's also like there's something about taking what's not yours that is very sexy.
Yeah.
So it's a fascinating thing to me. But yeah, there's like a lot of homewrecker girls on Night Flirt, and I love those kinds of phone calls because they're so naughty. So for like phone sex, it's cool, and I get the appeal. I really do.
Yeah.
So it's almost like taking a man who is like the perfect husband, perfect dad, perfect like according to what society would consider to be the perfect man, like a good job, and then basically making him do all these really terrible things. So it's very psychological. And it's fun,
hot.
you know. It's I have a lot of married callers, and
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something, and sometimes I feel like ashamed. I'm like, oh my God, why do I get so turned on by this guy? The fact that his wife is downstairs and he's calling me.
Yeah.
Like, there's something about it that's very strange, but yeah. So I wanted to speak to you because, Slim, you just brought up something about like when a guy is shy, or like with the whole dating thing. Have you guys ever seen Second Life?
That's a video game, right? Second Life?
Yeah, it's like a virtual reality world.
No.
And that's interesting because I just had this conversation with a friend over the weekend. we were saying, like, second life is cool for people who don't know how to date in real life. Because you can actually have sex in Second Life. I was like a virtual sex worker in Second Life.
Like
I
The
worked
Sims? Like The Sims?
Yeah, like I created an avatar for Sweetly Sensual Sara, and then I would use my voice and have like sex in Second Life, and you get paid for it because it's like all virtual reality.
Yeah.
Wow.
So basically it's like combining my job as a phone sex operator, like having an avatar, and then you can actually, like, the avatars have sexy time.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, you guys should check it out just for fun. Just to, like, let me know what you think of it. It's like, it's been around for ages and ages, though.
Has it?
But I just thought about it now when you mentioned that.
What's it called?
Second Life.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out now. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's like people actually invest so much of their own money into this game that sometimes their real lives suffer as a result of it. They become so invested in their virtual selves. It's crazy, but really cool. It's like interesting to see. But yeah. So what happened to your other guests?
I don't know.
Where did he go?
This is the second
Yeah,
time.
second time,
We
yeah.
a week or two ago, we were supposed to have him on. He never called. And it's the
Oh my
second time he
gosh.
got cold feet. Maybe he's asexual? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, this chat must have put him off. He's like, oh my god, no,
He's
thank
like,
you.
I can't follow that. I can't follow that.
Hilarious. Where's Amanda? She's missing.
I fired her. I fired her and let Slim fire her. I was like, Slim, you get her off of here, and Slim's just,
Really?
yeah. I call the
Oh
shots.
my
Sarah.
god.
I call the
Oh my
shots.
god.
Well, I think we fired her together. I think it was a mutual
Dude,
thing. Because you did give me
yeah.
the option to let her stay on. but-
I did, but there were so many things she did that it was no bueno. No bueno. She stepped over a couple things, and it was no good. No good.
Okay.
the dynamic wasn't really there either. Like, as you know, what we do for a show, like it wasn't really
It was
working.
more off the scenes, but Slim's saying that, so let him go with that.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I thought it on the scenes, especially when you're like calling her a hole on the middle of the show. That's indoor the
I
show.
did call her a
That's
hole.
a dynamic on the show.
And then she posed her
God.
pictures like 20 minutes later, so she was fine with it. She was fine.
Right,
She was
but-
fine with it.
Good.
But she
well,
insulted.
no, but we've also brought up the fact of how she was treating guests during the show as well. That was on the show.
I also liked when she was insulted. The guest didn't address her, but it's the Robin Sim show. It's not her show. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the first time, I remember the first time I was on your show, you said, who's your favorite character? And I said, and I was like, oh my god, is this like a trick question? I'm going to look like a total tit. And I was like, it's the Robin Sim show, so it's probably, I guess it's Rob then. 'cause it's the
Rob.
first name. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, but I love your show, guys.
That's
I do, I find
cool.
it so fun.
Yeah.
No,
No.
it's cool because you know what I love about it is it's so raw, and it's just like a fun. It's like eavesdropping on somebody's conversation, which is what I want with my podcast as well. Because I'm so tired of hearing all these podcasts with like endless commercials.
Yeah.
Like you're basically listening to 80% of just commercials, and then like you'll hear 10% of the person speaking,
Well,
and then the rest is like little. I don't know. Why don't you buy this or follow me here? Or, I don't know. It's like,
we do. I don't know if you heard, Sarah. We do the Ryder Reacts, and usually I talk to Ryder, and we shoot, ideas back and forth. And she said that like some shows couldn't come up with like in a week what I come up with like in 5 minutes. Like sometimes I write a bit,
Yeah.
a stupid bit for our show in like 5 minutes, and it's like. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, and it works.
Yeah.
No, it works. There's this like realness to it, which is really cool. But yeah, Ryder Reacts. I love that. I'm so glad that you guys brought that into this podcast.
It's so cool.
It's fun.
I
It's
wanted
so
to
fun.
include
and she
her.
Is so fun.
She is so much fun. I wanted to include her in our show, and we even got
Yeah.
on another network this past summer, and out of the blue, they messaged me. They were like, it looks like you're doing more than one show. Like, we want to know what this other show is. And I was just telling them, like, it's a part of our show, but I upload it separately. So, like, just for that bit, I upload it separately. So they were like, okay.
Yeah, because that is it's really fun to get, and I also like the name Ryder React.
Yes,
Like, it's a very catchy name, and she does such a good job with it.
She's the best. She's the best.
She is awesome. She was actually, and I don't know Ryder, I don't know if she knows this, but she was one of my mentors.
Really?
Without even knowing it. When I started Night Flirt, hers was the first profile that I looked at, and I was like, holy shit, this girl is good.
Wow.
And I think she had just like started a few months before I did, and so I accidentally, not having known that when you're on the site and you click on something on someone's page, you become one of their customers automatically. And so I had clicked on like one of her photos or something, and later that evening I was out with friends in the city, and I got an email from her, and I said to my friends, I was like, fuck, she's gonna think I'm copying her, oh my god. And then I opened it, and she obviously just thought I was a caller. And I was like, oh. And I said, I'm sorry, I have a little bit of a crush on you. And it's so interesting to see how far both of us have come since then. But, like, she has always just been really cool. That girl is so popular. She is so popular. I love it.
She does
very well for herself.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so what else do you guys want to know? Do you want to know anything about sex? Just ask me. I can tell you.
Ask Slim. He says no.
I don't got anything.
He wants to know, Sarah. He wants to know it all.
No.
Oh my god, guys.
What about
Tim is awfully quiet. He's
Yes.
like, what is going on?
He's looking at me like,
Zoning out. I work overnights, and like this is my first day
That's
off,
not
so
an
I wake up.
excuse.
It is a fucking excuse because when you don't sleep and don't eat anything, and then you do a 5-hour show,
you see
it's
him
a
lashing
fucking
out at me,
excuse.
Sarah. This is not
It's-
fair.
It's hard.
This is not fair.
Yeah, guys,
You
I have to
zone
be
out
honest.
a
Like,
lot.
how do you keep the energy going for 5 hours?
I
I
don't.
will go out of my mind.
I don't.
Psychosis.
Look at
Yeah.
Rob. He's lost his mind.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's
That's
crazy.
tons of alcohol.
It's
I know, I love it.
psychosis.
Like, the first time I called you guys, I was like, holy shit, that is a lot of beer. I was like, how am I going to get through this? Like, they're probably not going to remember any of this in the morning.
No, I never do. I always go back to my notebook for
I love it.
keywords.
I love it. But yeah, no, it's good. You guys are having a fun time with it. And that's how
Yeah,
it
it's
should be.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not enjoyable.
That's why it's enjoyable.
Sarah, thank you for calling back. Thank you.
Of course, guys. You're so welcome. And thank you very much for having me on the show. I appreciate it. And I
Absolutely.
always love talking sexy times with you. It's fun.
Where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Twitter. It's at Sara, that's S-A-R-A, Sweetly. And my website is mustlovefetish.com. So I have, like, my podcast is basically all over the net. So yeah, tune in tonight, guys. I'm going to be talking about cross-dressing.
Nice.
And then next week we'll be talking about boxing. It's agonophilia. So yes. So thank you very much for having me and allowing me to speak about my show. I always appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll have you back.
All right, my love. All right, definitely.
All right, Sarah.
All right, take care,
Okay,
Sarah.
have a good evening. Good luck with the editing, and go get some sleep, Slim. Okay.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yep.